Yeah. It's a good way to start.
Mm-hmm.
There she is.
Oh my god. Illustrator, why haven't you closed yet?
Hey, you lucky bat. Hey, small herders refs, and hey, killer boy, and hey,
Yeah!
Jeez, everyone.
Woo! Woot woot! Saturday
Everyone's
stream!
The gang is all back together.
Mm-hmm. Alright, what is there to do on these elves? A bunch. Alright, I think I'm going to keep working on this sack.
Yeah, love a good sack play.
Mm-hmm. I think I had about 3 pounds of Chinese food today.
Oh, jeez.
So I am full.
And tired.
Yeah. I have a tea though.
Mm-hmm. Did you get anything fun in particular?
No, just I got some orange chicken and some crab rangoon.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Great.
Thanks, small hearted traps. Yeah, these guys have been coming along nicely.
Mm-hmm.
They have to get done by Christmas though, or else they won't get any presents.
That's true. I think Santa will spank you if you don't get it done. And you won't get any presents. Dr. Drokel, did you have to make the sack such a fleshy color?
It's not a fleshy color. It's brown. It's a potato. Well, like it's I don't know. I don't think this is a fleshy.
Are you saying only white is a fleshy color?
No, but like it's not painted like you paint skin with the highlights and stuff.
Yeah, I know.
It's brown.
Moral of the story: Dr. Drokel's racist.
Yes. Ooh. Pink Cat, I am back.
Backstreet Cats.
Yeah, welcome back, Pink Cat. Dave Dog, got my Blood Bowl Skaven Dwarf cards and Van Sar Necromunda book and cards, and that's all I care about this year. That's a lot of paperwork.
That is a lot of paperwork.
Do you play Necromunda? Does anyone play Necromunda?
Do you know how to play Necromunda?
I don't know how to play Necromunda.
Could you teach us how to play Necromunda?
Yeah. I own Necromunda.
Brett S., I heard Jay say that real flesh isn't brown.
Yes, that is precisely what I said.
Jeez, we're really opening it up 4 minutes in with some real hitters. I counted all of my orc models today.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to guess how many I have?
I bet what I did. I broke it up by. I did an infantry, like a body count, and then a vehicle count. So I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess 250 like models, and 8 vehicles.
Okay, you're looking at. Yeah, I have a Google Dick. I also shared it with you, just so you know.
I'll share mine.
You want to take a look? I don't have it open anymore.
Ooh, lucky bat. 271. Do we want to leave it a second longer? Let everyone place their bets. How many goddamn orcs does Nick have?
Yeah.
Yeah, what did I guess? 250, and a small handful of vehicles. Lucky Bat's going with 271. I assume we're doing prices right.
Let's just say 271's an amazing guess.
223
or 223. One Wogsworth. 315.
That's the number?
No, that's what
that's Kilgore. Yeah, it didn't
Boy
pop
said.
up for me yet. One Wogsworth, 315.
I'm just special. Paint Cat, 420.
420, blaze it.
Brett S., you all overbid. I vote 1. Well, it is 271 models.
Wow.
And so that means that Lucky Bat is correct. Although I told Lucky Bat the number beforehand.
Yep.
So Lucky Bat was cheating.
Little insider trading.
Yeah, little insider trading.
Wow. I think I am just my army. What 190 something?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
what about vehicles? I mean, it sounds like you broke it up by just models, but
I just broke. So I did because what I did is I went through like all of my boys and I broke it up by like Slugga Choppa, Shoota, ones that are like on sprue, stuff like that, like kind of like a list of things to do that I'll have to work on with them. But let's see. So I have 4 trucks, 6 Killicans, 1 Def Dread, 2 Battle Wagons, and a Daka Jet. And if you want to count them, 10 Def Coptas.
Oh my god, 10
and
Def
6
Coptas.
bikes. There's really 9 Def Copters because 1 is so messed up. There's no way.
Well, that's good because I think they can be taken in squads of 3. So
Yeah.
that 10th wasn't doing you any good anyway.
Nope. It's pretty messed up.
I had
Oh, and I have some mech guns.
Those
aren't really vehicles, I guess.
yeah,
But I
would
just like
say
them.
that
They're pretty neat.
those are I would say those are vehicles. They've got a good
Aren't they-
big fat footprint.
Mm-hmm.
I would consider the Gretchen, the crew, in models, and then the gun in
there
there
you
a
go.
vehicle. But I found I had 6 squads of 6. What are they called? Scarab swarms, and then I also had another squad of 6 on sprue from. Or no, I had more than that. I had 7 squads of 6 plus another squad of 6 on sprue of Scarab Swarms. So I decided I'm just going to make it 6 Scarab Swarms, and I'm just gonna like take the swarms off of some bases and put them on other bases. So I don't need that many.
Yeah.
It really is kind of a, where do you put like 30 40 millimeter model bases?
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah, I'm
think
gonna
I'll
have to
take
order
more
more
than that.
bases. Because I have 132 millimeter. I'm gonna have to order at least 2 more 100.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of models.
Dr. Jokel, I had the closest bid without going over. I'll take my Kia Rio and stainless steel Kenmore refrigerator now. Does anybody else have an army?
Jay got it right. Jay said 250.
250.
Mm-hmm.
What did Dr. D say?
223.
Ah, yeah,
So you better give that back.
yeah.
Void. I use MDF bases. They're not as fancy, but a damn slight cheaper than the plastic bases. Although I buy them off brand,
Yeah,
off brand plastic bases. So
if you buy
I don't
off
remember how
brand,
much-
they're very competitive.
they're very competitive. I would say you get 100 for what?
I think $12,
something like that. So I can spend
a little more than 10 cents a
$24.
base.
yeah, and that'd be fine.
I don't know if this was a thing. I don't know if I just didn't look hard enough the last time I was buying bases, but there's a lot of options on Amazon now.
Oh.
They're not sold in huge lots, but they do have some of the weird stuff like ovals and 40s and 50s.
I do need. Do they have a flying base? Because I need a flying base.
I don't remember. Didn't I give you a flying base?
No.
No?
I think you talked about it.
Ah.
But I think we have enough time where I can buy one. And if you did, I don't know where it is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, though. Oh, I have it all laid out. It's a lot of stuff.
I would prefer a lifetime supply of rice-a-roni from the San Francisco treat.
Yes. Rice-a-roni, the San Francisco treat. Oh yeah, Joey Flores is here.
Yeah.
And say hi. Yep.
Oop,
lots of models. Huh?
I just watched my brush in the tea.
Did you really?
I did. It adds to the flavor.
And I just watched it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. That was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That cough comes from something.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of the cough, does anybody else have like a huge army that they're not like satisfied with, or is not? It's like painted but barely. Does anyone have an army that just kind of it exists? You own it, but it's like it's not ready.
Boy, Jedi 16 is here.
You know what's a really weird thing I found was the Indominus came with a small 28mm base that was bigger than the old base size.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know if
30?
they're... No, it wasn't quite a 30, but it was a little bit bigger than a regular 28mm base.
Was it a 29?
I don't know. I didn't measure it. I mean, all the bases are a slightly odd size.
Yes, they're not actually. Maybe the bottom is 32, but the top is not.
Yeah,
the top is like I don't know,
random,
like 30, 29 or something. Here, I have a caliper. Grab.
My bristles actually taste really good from the tea. There's a lot of honey in there too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's 28.5 millimeters. Is the top part, and then I'm sure the bottom is probably the 32. Yeah, the bottom's the 32.
Predes. Wasn't the old base size 25? That sounds more right. But I bet the Indominus one is bigger than the bases I have by a little bit. Kilgore Void, I have a huge army of British regulars for the French and Indian War. They're all painted and look cool on movement trays. Now I have to find someone else who knows what the French and Indian War actually is.
Craig Turpin, hey ho. Hey, don't call us hoes.
Yeah. And who said they have a big old Chaos Space Marine army? Brett S., I have lots of gray Chaos Space Marines.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good old-fashioned models.
Mm-hmm.
Good old-fashioned hoarding.
Yeah.
For years. Well, and I wrote down how many are done. Like, to the standard that I want them to be at. 5. 5 are on the way, though. By the end of this conversation, 5 will be done. Or by the end of this stream. another 5 will be done.
Did you figure out what you had still to build?
I mean, I know that I have 42 on-sprue orc boys. I mean, everything is basically, most stuff is to build. I mean, nothing's so there's a lot of the models. I would say half the models on my total are put together. So it's just they're put together and painted. So it's just a kind of highlighting. But the other half is a complete and utter, like, if it's not on sprue, it's in pieces. It was kind of. I also found my Blood Bowl team. And neat. I started painting it. I think they look pretty cool. Well, College Nick did a pretty good job. The problem is I'll have to repaint them because I have no idea what I did. To achieve what I did.
Every now and then I find notes in very random places on like my painting. Like I have notes on my phone. I have Google Docs. I don't have a good system yet.
Yeah.
Hopefully the Patreon will be that for me, where I'll just write down all of my painting things. Yeah, coming soon to Patreon. I'm going to be writing up a lot of, not quite articles, but they're not going to be like, a lot of people do step-by-step painting. I don't think that's valuable to me. Like, but what I could do is I could have a picture of a model I painted, and I'd just have like, paragraphs written about it, and color choices, and things I screwed up, things I did well, and explain the colors I used. So if people want to steal schemes or whatever.
We know we got a lot of people wanting to steal out there.
You should take all the full sprues to the game store and play with those.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
To base. So like editorials, kinda. Have you seen the guy that makes minis entirely out of sprue?
Yes.
I've seen the Necron ones.
Yeah, the sprue crons.
The sprue crons.
Does he have a Space Marine out of sprue?
I know somebody made a small like squat army by making Space Marines out of just Space Marine shoulder pads. S. I just within the last few weeks started to keep notes on my paint job. It has already helped me. Should have done it years ago, but lazy. Oh yeah, and you totally think I'm gonna remember. How would I forget?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then 7 years go by and you haven't painted a Necron. It happens fast too. You're like, how come I don't remember my 27-step Space Marine process? I painted one last year.
That's pretty ridiculous. And these are some dusty ass models too.
Gonna need to get a can of compressed air, or just airbrush it, crank it to 50.
I don't think that would get the grime off. Gotta go in with like maybe a soft brush. Give them a good old brushing. Damn, could they use a good clean? Put them in an ultrasonic bath. That makes sense, right?
I think though, if they're dusty, you're not supposed to get them wet because it can like glue the dust down.
I'm making a joke, but yeah. I like to wash my models in the sink, or I'll put them in the bathtub with me. They like the ducks. I also have rubber ducks. Also, that content's going to be going straight on the Patreon.
Yeah.
Me in the bath with all my orcs in the tub with me and some rubber ducks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna take the first 2 weeks of January off, sort of. But you Patreon people will be getting a lot of behind the scenes, so you guys will know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, mostly me in the bath.
Mm-hmm. Eons of Bathtub. Dr. Jokel. The worst is when 7 years go by and your paint is dried up and the company no longer makes that same color. That's very true.
Yeah.
Although I don't think it's that hard to replicate colors. Or just have some models be a slightly different blue. I see it all the time in some of my painting groups on Facebook where they're like, help, help, I can't figure out exactly how to recreate this color from a few years ago. And I'm like, well, you know what it looks like. Just mix some paint. Nick in the bathtub with all the orcs and ducks would be a great thumbnail for the vid. That would be a great thumbnail, although you'd have to probably blow up the orcs because I bet like almost
Yeah, you can't tell.
It would look it's models are very small.
And you'd have to put you'd have to blur out my nipples.
Mm-hmm.
That too. Wavy. Is it a bad thing that I want to get into Warhammer just to paint and not to play? I love your videos, by the way.
No, that's what a lot of people do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with enjoying just the painting.
Mm-hmm. The models are very neat.
Yeah. And you know what? The game is always there if you want it.
It's true.
Like maybe a little kill team.
Mm-hmm.
Little Age of Sigmar kill team.
Mm-hmm. A small herd of giraffes. Will Nick also be doing his feed of him sleeping? Because if not, I'll have to suspend my Patreon until he starts doing it again. Oh yeah, that's coming back. That's gonna be back in the new year. Back and better than ever. I got clear sheets this time. You know what that means.
Dr. Jokel. Okay, this is weird, but when I was a kid, I used to love freezing G.I. Joes in ice blocks and then shooting them out with a water gun filled with hot water when I took a bath. Well, it's a really nice cover.
For what you do now.
The squirt gun full of hot water, because I think we all know you were peeing those G.I. Joes out.
Yep. Peeing those G.I. Joes out.
Craig Turpin, that's what I'm doing. I've never played a game of 40k. Wavy. What is the best start collecting box in your opinion? The old ones, because they were cheaper. The new ones seem like they're an okay deal, but they're a lot more expensive. Yeah.
It also depends on what do you want to paint.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're all different too.
Because if you're just looking for something to paint, maybe a little Sigmar. If you're interested in fantasy, there's some pretty cool stuff over there. If you're really into the 40k, maybe it depends on what army interests you in painting.
Yeah. And there's some kits that are like more valuable than others. Like for some reason, Kroot are sold. Tau Kroot are sold in boxes of 16 for not that much more money. For not more money, for cheap. So if you really want a big old project, 16 Kroot, probably not a bad way to go. Ah, Craig Turpin. Recruit Edition. Good price and nice models. That's a very good point. It's a very good pick.
Mm-hmm.
The $15 3 Space Marine Reavers or 3 Space Marine Intercessors is a good pick if you want to do Space Marines. Good old Sultan Black Reach. Yeah, if you can find that.
Oh, yep, there you go.
Sultan Black Reach is a classic. Although I think they either have to make a bunch of different like army battle boxes for all the different factions, like maybe pair them all up, or do some sort of a system where you pick what army you play, and then you get a discount bundle based on that. Because it is kind of sad that like Dark Eldar are probably never going to be in a start or in a getting started box.
Right, but someone might want to play them.
Tau have never been in a getting started box. Yeah. Ooh, the $15 Plague Marines, yeah.
It's also
It's a very good point.
Mm-hmm.
Wavy. Craig Turpin just looked it up. Looks great. Will make that my next purchase for sure. The Recruit Edition.
Yeah. I think you get some Space Marine Intercessors. You get some Necron Warriors. You get some Scarabs. I think you get a Royal Warden and a Space Marine Commander. All for the price of Necron Warriors.
Yeah.
Because it's a little odd how Games Workshop's pricing structure works.
Yep. Well, I am sure it's very valuable for them to get new people into the game. So they'll lose money to get that to happen. Because it seems like when people get in, they don't really leave. Really.
Yeah.
100%. They kind of get sucked in.
Well, because you got the models.
Yeah.
So these elves are wearing like an undershirt. What color
White
is their
beater?
undershirts? No, it's like a long sleeve.
A long sleeve white beater.
Yes. Didn't the Dark Eldar have a Christmas box for us like a few years ago? Yeah, but I'm talking about like an Assault on Black Reach, a Dark Imperium, a Dark Vengeance. Like the 2 army comes with the rule book, like the big edition boxes. Because currently, the current one is Space Marines and Necrons, which is great if you play Space Marines or Necrons.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not as great if you play anything else.
Yes.
And we've had the last box was Space Marines and Nurgle. The box before that was Space Marines and Chaos. The box before that was Space Marines and Orcs.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind being able to switch it up.
Yeah.
Maybe have some different armies. Or, being able to choose.
Hasn't the adage always been it's infinitely more expensive to get a new customer than keep an old one? I wonder how true it is for like a product like Games Workshop. Because what is the added cost of a new person buying a squad of Necron warriors, as opposed to a veteran buying a squad of Necron warriors? Ooh, I just finished a Shadowrun orc on a motorcycle that was metal. It was a little finicky to paint, in my opinion, but still loved it. Yeah. Good old metal models. I think I have a video in the future that's going to be all about modeling and painting metal minis.
Mm-hmm. Mid-metal minis.
Mid-metal minis. Yeah, metal is interesting.
I think it's pretty metal.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty wizard, Harry. Or no, that's pretty
What?
wizard, Annie. They said that in Star Wars.
Yeah, you combined universes.
Because for a second I'm like, no, they wouldn't. That wouldn't be said in Star Wars. That's stupid. That's pretty wizard. Do you think George Lucas wrote that line and then is just like, nailed it?
Yeah. Nailed it.
I don't think it's the cost of the customer. It's more the production cost of materials to keep them interested. When I bought my first set, I wanted the paint, etc. Dave Dog, I love the Assault on Blackreach box. I got 2 of them. I think Nick has 3 of them.
Yeah, right. None of the Space Marines, though.
However many Death Coptas come in Assault on Blackreach, that's how we can figure out how many Nick has.
Although, I guess 3. Although I bought a lot of those from
That's true.
War Store.
War Store. War Store was great.
Mm-hmm. Back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Remember where you could just order loose models?
Yeah.
It was awesome. But good on. Well, I don't know. I couldn't tell if they closed on purpose or because they wanted to, or or because they had to.
Yeah, I don't know.
It kind of sounded like they wanted to, because they were like, yeah, it's a nightmare and we have enough money, it's fine.
Mm-hmm. Did George Lucas really actually write the dialogue, or just throw darts on the wall and wrote down verbatim?
That one.
Hmm.
That's the one.
Oh, George. The thing that has always kept me from playing 40K was seeing all the people with tape measures hooked to their belts. Look at those nerds. I'll just take these D&D. I'll just take these D&D books and these Magic cards.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's always the thing that gets me off. So.
Ooh, wavy. How long have you guys been painting? Today, or these models, or in our lives?
I'm gonna say in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
What? 6 years with a lot of breaks for me.
Mm-hmm.
With mostly breaks.
Yeah, and I guess
6 years of a lot of breaking.
For me, like 7 years without much breaks.
I think you could say six years with a lot of breaks, or like a month or two.
Mm.
With no breaks.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he just took a solid script, put it through a paper shredder, reorganized it, and then used that.
Mm-hmm.
When did you guys start painting minis? Yeah, high school, middle of high school for me. Started with Necrons.
Mm-hmm. I remember you bringing you also had some orcs, or
Yes.
I remember you brought some grots in.
Mm-hmm.
You showed them to me, and that's what got me into it.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about it in our CAD class.
Mm-hmm.
Where we were putting urinals in bathrooms.
That's true.
And then home
digitally.
bathrooms. Yes. I mean, I put one in mine, but
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Eric Andre. He has a urinal in his house bathroom, and when girls come over, they're like, "Ew, why would you have that?" And he's like, "Well, I'm actually saving the environment because I'm not flushing as much."
Mm.
And then it's hard to have an argument after that.
Yep.
It's pretty funny.
Dr. Trokel, measure twice, attack once.
That should be on a shirt.
Mm-hmm. Brad S. 6 years here too. Started with the Dark Imperium in 6th edition. Those are some fun models. And they're itty bitty by today's standards because of how much everything has grown. Those are probably some of the shortest Space Marines and shortest Chaos they've made in a long time. Do you know of any kids from school who bunked off lessons to paint Warhammer? No. I would read the Necron Codex at lunchtime. I probably read that codex like 100 times.
It's really helpful now.
Mm-hmm. That wasn't even the 6th edition codex. There was never a 6th edition codex for Necrons.
Yep.
Which is insane how, like, the level of complaining today.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, a lot of armies just never even got a codex for the move to from 5th to 6th edition.
Mm-hmm.
But everything does suck now.
Yeah, obviously.
Small-hearted drafts. I've been out of post-grad 10 years, and I would still skip class if I could. Yeah, let's all skip class right now and paint.
Mm-hmm. That's a good idea.
Killer Void. I think my first 40k mini was a Tau about 12 years ago, but I painted army men before that because they only had green and tan, and I wanted blue. Hey, Jay, did you ever paint the new Noise Marine? The rock and roll one? No, but it's a fun model. Maybe one day. No, there's only so much painting you can do in a day. Sometimes you're painting elves.
Sometimes you're painting elves.
Mm-hmm. What color are these elves under clothing? Can't really be tan. Maybe yellow, because I think I'm going to paint their shoes yellow. I think yellow.
Yeah.
Dr. Jokel, I remember skipping class in college one day because I was really in the groove of painting a beholder that I was working on. It was going to be late anyway by the time I got all the paint off my hands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was drunk too one day.
Smaller giraffes. I've been painting for a few years, but I've only been painting minis for a few months now. I've been dragged in, kicking and screaming.
Yeah. I think that's how it all starts.
Mm-hmm.
No!
Gotta read. 6th and 7th edition. Xenia got no codex, but Blood Angels got 3. What is that?
Xenos.
Xenos? Well, everyone got codexes in 7th. But yeah, 6th edition, a lot of armies got skipped. Make them silver match the belt buckle. No, I don't think they're going to be wearing silver undershirts. And the yellow will tie it into the gun. To Santa's gun. Mm-hmm. Santa's gat. Accessories should always coordinate, Jay. Are the shoes going to be yellow? I think I need to look at reference material of elves. Santa's.
I always think of like to me they always wear like candy cane striped socks. I always think of that. I don't know how that works on the boots though.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Because we know that you like doing stripes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of room on there. I do see some stripes. I could give them red shoes. I also see green shoes.
I think you should do orange. Ooh. Really throw them off.
Elf, in the movie Elf, he had yellow tights. I don't know if that helps me, but it could be like yellow. I think I'm gonna do yellow because I don't really want to do green or red. Because then, do I just have one of them wearing red shoes and one of them wearing green shoes? I feel like that's too opposite.
Yeah. Small herd of giraffes. Just make sure you turn your safe search on for looking for elf references. I mean, I feel like you'd want to turn it off.
Hazard stripe undershirts. Make the one who's wearing red tights wear green and vice versa. Ooh, no. I think I've already done enough like opposites. And now I think it's time to make them kind of coordinate a little bit.
Ooh.
So that they look like they match.
It'd be kind of cute if they wear the same shoes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they have different coats and different pants because at the factory they make different types, but the shoes are all the same. That's pretty cute.
Yeah, this is gonna work. And then Zoe Deschanel is gonna fall in love with them.
Perfect. So what everyone always wants.
Mm-hmm. You've heard of Elf on a Shelf. Get ready for Gnome on my Dome.
I think I just watched that video today.
Orc on a fork. I think my sister and my dad today watched National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Oh, classic.
Mm-hmm. Probably the best Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm. It's a very good one.
Mm-hmm.
I think we watched it with Lucky Bat.
Yeah.
Craig Turpin says, Nick. But I don't know why. Did I say something and I didn't remember what I said? Because that happens a lot. I'm just spewing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I get it. I had to read a little bit more. I have to read a lot more. I missed a joke.
That's the gift that keeps on giving all year long. Apparently, that actor, the actor who plays Cousin Eddie, is a little bit of a nutty guy.
Yes. What did he do? He did something recently.
He did. Yeah, I don't remember what he did either. But I know he's like on the lam.
I think he was a. I think he's a pretty big Trump supporter. So he was doing some stuff about that. Or I think spreading some conspiracies, which is interesting.
Yeah, it turns out he toned it down for Cousin Eddie. Randy Quaid is bonkers.
Also, why is anyone listening to actors?
Mm-hmm.
I've been asking this since day one, since I was born. They're actors. They just read. They just memorize and read. They're cups you put coffee into, as they say. I don't know.
Get ready for Cato Sicarius on the back of a high-speed bus, because he sucks. It is I, Cato Sicarius. Randy Quaid got abducted by aliens again. Didn't he go on the run from the law over some debt or something? I think so. I think he stopped paying taxes and being a human. I don't know how hard they're looking for him, though. Eventually, it's just got to not be worth it.
Yeah, do you owe all the money it takes to find you?
I don't think so. I think you just go to jail like Wesley Snipes.
Ah.
I thought everyone in Canada lived off the grid. They just get a bag of milk delivered to their shelter once a day. Small-headed drafts. That's always been my question. People who represent their own brand or business shouldn't be sharing their political or religious views. Yeah. Wouldn't that be nice?
Mm-hmm. Ah. Yeah, it always feels really hollow.
Mm-hmm.
I love it when, like during the Oscars, a lot of people do the old "I won this award not for myself or for my family, but for you in the middle of the country." A lot of people do stuff like that, and it's crazy to me.
Yeah, like, you didn't make the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're the lead, you're a very small part of the movie.
Mm-hmm. I don't like stuff like that. It's icky.
Mm-hmm.
I did this for all Americans. No.
I loved it wasn't them sharing their religious or political beliefs, but I loved when Daft Punk were at the Grammys, and the camera kept cutting to them. And it's probably not even them. They probably just paid two guys to sit there motionless wearing space helmets.
That's so funny.
Oh, if I was Daft Punk, that's all I would do. And apparently, like, they don't do interviews or anything. I had actually did I think it was like an American music appreciation class. I did a huge report on Daft Punk, and I found 2 interviews they'd ever done, and only one of them was while they were Daft Punk. Like, one of them was when they used to do old stuff.
Mm.
Dr. Jogel, because actors know how to emote and project and make weak-willed people think they know what they're talking about. I find that's not often that true. Like, when actors go on Joe Rogan and stuff, they always come across as dummies when they try to say real words that they came up with. Like, whenever you see an actor saying something really smart, I always feel like they have a writer behind them. Not all actors, but all of them.
Yeah. Are you referring to the Robert Downey Jr. one?
Robert Downey Jr. one, and also I'm thinking of like Office Ladies.
Ah.
Those ladies don't have any opinions. Except Angela loves her some Star Wars and Game of Thrones, which is great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Small hair drafts. I like when they made light of his tax evasion in The Expendables. Is Wesley Snipes in The Expendables? I've only seen the first one. Oh, and the second one, but I didn't see the third Expendables movie. I feel like you don't need to go to prison for tax evasion. If you pay it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, only a spanking.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Maybe that's just me.
I'd assume, what I would assume is you should have to pay it and then pay a fine.
Mm-hmm. What if you can't pay it at all?
Then you go to jail, and you have to pay
Maybe
it.
that's what happened.
I think Wesley Snipes was good for it. He'd be like,
How much
"Come on,
money
guys,
is it?"
let me do one more Blade movie," and then. Man, I love Blade.
Gurgoid. I mean, that's how they got Capone, isn't it?
I think so. If I was a law enforcement officer, I would not want to deal with Randy Quaid at all. That's why I think sometimes you just say, we don't need to get that one. Having lived in the U.S. all of my life, I just can't imagine going to the store for a bag o' milk. Well, it's like, have you ever bought I've seen pictures of it, and it's a little trippy, but it's like in the bottom of the refrigerated units, they just have bags. Like big, like, have you ever bought grapes? It's kind of like a big fat bag just sitting there.
Oh.
And then I think Canadians have like a pitcher, and you put the bag in the pitcher, and then you pop the bag.
I bet that makes more sense than having it in a big old plastic thing.
Probably
Less waste.
Yeah.
We like a good waste here in America.
Mm-hmm.
Are they really recycling?
Nah.
No.
I don't know if we have to recycle plastic. I think we should just declare one state is plastic now. Wyoming, and we take all the plastic and we put it in Wyoming. And then, maybe down the line we find out how to recycle plastic with 100% efficiency, and then we just go and scoop it out of Wyoming.
Yeah, there you go.
It's definitely wrong to put it in the ocean. But,
yeah, but it's not in Wyoming.
No.
So when are you running for president?
Mm-hmm. All right, folks, I'm going to be right back. I got to pee. Ooh, and I got to plug in my computer.
Oh, yeah, you can't have that going awry. Remember the last time Jay didn't plug in his computer? The whole show got messed up. I think Jay's going to go do a line. He really is that kind of a guy. That's just my little secret. That's just a little Nick fact for you guys.
A line of matte medium. Exactly. That's what just keeps him going. Nick, the honest narrator. Yeah, I'll tell you what's actually going on. Jay has a huge drug problem, and that's why he's away right now. It's a problem. We're trying to get him help for it, but you have to let him off easy. And today, I guess he just wasn't strong enough and had to fight the urge and had to go do a line of matte medium. There's 3 bags of milk and 1 bag that you can buy most of the time to make up about 2 liters of milk. You only pop 1 bag and put it in the pitcher at a time. I do feel like that makes a lot of sense. Dr. Drokel. By drug problem, you mean a mini purchasing problem, right? Yeah, I mean, he has a lot of addictions. I mean, I think it really goes hand in hand. The snort of the matte medium, the miniature purchasing problem. It's all kind of the same thing. Nick, here's a quick question. Are you doing anything for the holidays? I think we may be seeing family because we all have been in a bubble-like situation. So I think we may get together, but I have a very small family, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. Connor Reed, plastic crack. Exactly. Good avoid. We're your family now, Nick. That's true. Although we're not streaming on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. So are you guys coming over or what? Are you guys coming here? There goes my Christmas. I know. We're just ruining Christmas. Nick, I'll bring the Russian vodka. Perfect. Will there be pie? Yeah, you're bringing it, Brett S. You're bringing the pie. I mean, we'll bring Chinese food, Jewish Christmas tradition. Ah, exactly. Look at that. It's all decided.
Woo.
I think that was more than a pee. We're pretty sure that you were snorting matte medium.
Oh yeah. No, not matte medium. Pigment powders.
Oh, there you go. Tan is your favorite.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about what I was doing for Christmas, and I said that maybe some family's going to come over or something, and Kara Void reminded me that the stream family is my family, so they're all coming here.
Yeah, good.
And Brett S is bringing a pie because I'm making him.
Mm-hmm.
and the killer void and small herd of giraffes is bringing Chinese food
Perfect.
and some vodka.
Ah, 'tis the season.
This is the season. That's gonna be important.
Mm-hmm.
Greg Turpin, I'll bring the milk. As long as it's in a bag. Brett S. Hope you like pecan pie, because that's what you're getting.
It sounds pretty good.
I like a good pecan pie.
Mm-hmm.
Small herd of giraffes. Who volunteers to bring the Star Wars Christmas special?
Yeah.
That's what Jay's bringing.
Mm-hmm. I wish I had a copy.
Mm-hmm.
They technically don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
They've never been released in any official format. But enough people taped them off the TV.
Mm-hmm.
There's a famous quote from George where he says, Lucas, where he says, if he had infinite time, he would track down every copy of the Star Wars Holiday Special and destroy it with a hammer.
What a guy.
It really is pretty awful.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good. But it's funny though, is the Mandalorian actually has a lot of nods to it.
Really?
His long gun is based off of the gun Boba Fett has in the Star Wars Holiday Special. And in the very first episode, an alien brings up Life Day, which was the Star Wars Christmas in the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Mm-hmm.
Where and then Carrie Fisher sings a Star Wars Christmas song, coked out of her mind, and it's so bad. And the camera goes past all of the actors' faces, and you see just Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford just looking like they want to die.
Mm-hmm.
We celebrate a day of peace, a day of harmony. They sing Star Wars. The melody is to Star Wars. It's so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, people forget that Star Wars merchandising Star Wars did not start with Disney.
Mm-hmm.
The Star Wars appeared, Star Wars actors appeared on the Muppets. They appeared in the holiday special. They appeared in commercials. I think Disney should do another Star Wars holiday special to make up for the last one. I think that'd be hilarious. It has to be really, really good, though.
Who would you have direct it?
God, I mean, I wish I like JJ, but I don't know. He did a really, really good job with one movie, and then a pretty good job with another one. Mm-hmm. But I know not everyone would agree. Can't let George do it because then it'll suck.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, probably, who is it? Dave Filoni and the other guy? They seem to know what they're doing. It's honestly no wonder why Harrison Ford is done with Star Wars. Well, he was done with Star Wars, but when they were still good. He's such an old grump. He wanted to die in Empire.
How old is he?
Harrison Ford? I don't know.
He's 1,000
He's
years
an old
old.
man. No. Oh, 60, 70? Connor Reed. I think it was the merchandising that annoyed him. Mon de Tour. What tea are you drinking? Green tea with lots of honey.
Yeah.
Every nerd wanting their Han Solo doll signed. Yeah, I can see that. He is a grumpy man. A grumple stiltskin. He's Grumpy Cat.
But in human form.
Mm-hmm. I don't know though. He really gave a really good performance in episode 7.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked it. And when he dies, but he doesn't do anything Han Solo-y.
Spoiler alert!
Oh my god. Yeah, for no one has not seen 7.
I don't know. I think a lot of babies haven't.
Oh my god. Harrison Ford is 78.
Yeah, he's old.
Small headed trap. Do people live longer in the Star Wars verse? I bet the average is pretty low because they've been at war for so long. I don't think humans are meant to live any longer in Star Wars, though. I'll never forget when there was an old Star Trek comic that featured the TNG crew, and all the aliens in the Federation apparently have holidays that fall exactly on Christmas. All of them. Of course they do. Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, Jesus is intergalactic.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, speaking of Star Trek, I was watching Star Trek earlier today. I'm working my way through TNG, and I saw Measure of a Man, which is an excellent episode. Johnny Cooper. Good morning, everyone. It's 4:12 a.m. in the UK. Up late or up early? You know, if you think about it, the people in Star Wars might be 100 foot tall compared to us. Nobody really knows. That's very true. Maybe that's why there's only like one city on every planet.
Yeah, that's actually I never thought about that. There's only one city on every planet.
That'd be hilarious if like a proper human makes it to the Star Wars universe and they're just giants. Measure of a Man is where they want to take apart Data. Yes! So they're the aliens from the end of Men in Black 1. Yeah! Oh, the ending of Men in Black 1 is amazing to me. It just blew my mind. Like, our whole everything is contained in a marble that an alien's playing with. And it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I just love that so much.
And it's true, right?
Mm-hmm. Measure of a Man is peak Star Trek, in my opinion. Neat. It was a very good episode. Measure of a Man.
So it's all downhill from here.
Yeah. Measure of a Man and City on the Edge of Forever, peak Star Trek. Ooh. I don't know if I've seen that episode yet. I remember when I first saw Snoke, and I was like, is this guy a giant? Then they showed it's a hologram. Wasn't used to the hologram quality being so vivid in the Star Wars universe. It would have been kind of neat if Snoke... I mean, Snoke was very big. He was a big guy. I liked when Snoke died in 8 because I thought that Kylo Ren was a much more interesting character anyway. I mean, Kylo Ren is probably one of the most interesting characters we've gotten in Star Wars. And I love when he turns back into Ben Solo. And the actor really does a great job of being a different person.
Mm-hmm.
It reminded me a lot of when in the Avatar: The Last Airbender, when Zuko becomes good, and he very much changes in character.
It's always good to see a little development.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine an animated show, maybe, that had characters that don't develop over a long period of time? Specifically, a fourth season of that?
Is it Big Mouth?
Yeah.
Are holograms ever going to be a real viable thing, or are we moving beyond that? I'm going to guess it won't be holograms. I would guess it's going to be VR.
What about the Tupac hologram?
Tupac hologram is... it's not amazing. Although, isn't there...
Like
there's I think there's a K-pop group that performs as holograms.
Mm-hmm. Do they... Probably not during COVID.
No, probably not. Although it'd be very safe for the band. Because they're cartoons.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a little insensitive, I think.
Dr. Drokel, if you're asking me, Sith get forgiven pretty easily in the Star Wars universe. I mean, Vader did some messed up shiz, and the worst that happened to him was his ghost got replaced by a younger actor. There's a really interesting Star Wars comic called What If? And in the What If, Darth Vader actually turns good. And he replaces his black armor with white armor. And it's very neat. They prefer the term animated American.
Oh, Jesus. Ooh, and Small Herd of Giraffes giving the Killer Boy the old really.
Yeah, Sith... Well, it depends on what forgiven means. Because, like, I suppose you could say Darth Vader was forgiven, but he just, like, dies immediately after becoming good again. So it's not like we saw him get back to the base and he's like, yo, guys, sorry about all that, but we're cool, right? And then all the other Sith just die. Because it seems to be like, you know, if in the Star Wars universe, which is very fairy tale, the bad guys are destined to die.
Aren't we all?
Mm-hmm. A small herd of giraffes. If it helps, I threw something at Kilgore Void.
Yeah. Good.
Mm-hmm. Luckily, there's only 2 weeks left. That's very true.
A lot can happen in 2 weeks.
Yep. I'm going to be painting my whole Necron army in 3 weeks.
Ooh.
Or no, wait, in 5 weeks.
Yeah. Can't wait to see what surprises 2021 holds.
Yeah.
Probably aliens.
Oh, wouldn't that
We
be
missed
great?
we missed the alien episode. I feel like it's been teased though. It's been teased that the aliens are gonna come. So I think we're gonna finally get the aliens.
You know what wash doesn't come? Well, I guess light tone is meant to be a yellow wash for Army Painter. But they don't have like a yellow wash.
I can make you a yellow wash.
I think the closest thing might be Fugan from G-Dub.
Yeah, you can.
At midnight on December 31st, it just resets back to January 1st, 2020.
Ah, that would be amazing. How crazy would that be?
We're just stuck in a year loop. You know, though, our videos would get so good.
Oh my god, that'd be perfect. Yeah, if you remember everything.
If we just redo 2020 a couple more times.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't remember, though, maybe this is the 50th time we've experienced 2020.
Ah.
2021 is the real Mayan calendar end of the world date. This year seems to have gone at lightning speed and also has taken 16 years.
Yeah,
I think it took 16 years off our lives. Ooh, this is a very orange.
Aren't you glad I didn't say banana?
I like bananas. Are bananas healthy at all?
Oh, yeah, they have a small amount of radiation.
Ah, yes.
That's good.
They have a fairly large amount of radiation for a fruit.
That's true. Well, they're not keto, so I can't have it.
They're not keto.
Yeah.
Midwinter did keto.
Uh-huh.
He talked about it in his big hour-long channel update-y kind of video.
That's fun. Mm-hmm. Johnny Cooper, sorry fellows, I'm off to work shortly. May I take this opportunity to wish you all a very happy and safe Christmas. When I get home, I'll get this on backup.
Ah.
Aw, very nice.
Well, have a safe and happy Christmas to you too.
Yeah. Even a merry one.
Yeah.
I'll one up Jay.
TK Studio Prince. Man, don't think I could do another year of this. We are in full lockdown over Xmas. Yep.
I think the orange helped a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It makes them very vibrant.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll hit it again with some more layers of paint. But yeah, so that's interesting though. So I'll have to fill the Army Painter gaps in their wash line with some other colors.
Mm-hmm.
Mon de Terre has given me the deets on bananas, potassium,
Mm-hmm.
sugar.
I'm addicted to fruit. I can kill 3 pounds of grapes in one go. LOL.
Dave Dog, holy shit! I eat more bananas than King Chimp. Just read that they have naturally occurring radioactive isotopes.
Mm-hmm. So does everything. I only use paint that was made in the 40s. Brett S. I could eat an entire pineapple in one sitting, probably.
Power Surge! Yo, I found your channel very recently. Been binge watching your stuff. Gotta say, you're one of the best channels I've seen. Seriously, man, keep it up. Thanks, Power Surge.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and next year we're gonna skyrocket.
Yeah.
Our rise will be meteoric.
Because there's going to be a meteor that ends the world.
Ooh,
Yeah, got a lot of fun stuff planned.
Mm-hmm. Bananas are great for you. Cuts down on cramps. Also, slow energy release. Bananas are a chat favorite.
What about I've always heard that that stuffs you up though. Like you gotta make sure you eat some fiber with that. Is that true? I mean, I haven't had bananas recently, but I used to have bananas all the time.
A banana could stuff you up, but I don't think that's how to properly use them.
I get it. See, Dr. Drokel, I'm not the only one that talks about shoving things up the ass.
Yeah. Ooh, you know what's great? Banana bread.
I do like a good banana bread.
Where can I get a banana bread? Like a good one.
Probably a store.
Yeah, like a bakery or something.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I know. I need to go to the Mexican bakery.
There you go. Now that's a good idea.
Please cut the skin off first. Nah, that's where the fiber is. TK 3D prints also love pomegranates. Also good for the digestive system.
Love a good palm.
Mm-hmm. Cocoa Void, only eat durian fruit. Everyone loves durian.
Well, now that I'm on my new diet, I only eat Doritos.
Are durians keto?
Doritos are, though. They're not, but I'm going to say that they are.
Mm-hmm. Does anyone out there like star fruit or just me? I've never had a star fruit.
I haven't either. Well, actually, the red Doritos are keto, but the blue ones aren't.
Isn't there something about the Durain where it's like it just stinks, and like you're not allowed to take it on an airplane?
That's what Cougar Void is saying. Grains smell so bad, they're illegal on many forms of public transportation.
Ah. Don't get banana bread, just get 2 slices of bread and fork in a couple of bananas in the middle until it's mush.
Imagine, I bet you that's what Dave Dog brings. It's like, oh yeah, can you bring us the banana bread? and then Dave Dog brings that.
Like Wonder Bread with mashed bananas.
It's like, what the fuck?
What is banana
this?
bread. This is banana bread.
Can you imagine leaving Spain and go to Wisconsin? Actually, well, our Spanish teacher did.
Mm-hmm.
Remember? She was from Spain.
Mm-hmm.
And she ended up in Milwaukee.
TK Sturdy Prince, what's your oldest gaming figure? I found one from Ral Pantha from 1977. I don't know. I have a new in blister Chaplain on jet bike that you all saw if you watched the Chaplain video, which everyone should a lot of times and share it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's the oldest. It might be. I have a bunch of Road Trader minis.
Mine's from 2008. Probably. I don't have a lot of old minis.
I think the boys were early
Yeah.
2000s.
Yeah. Boys, boys, boys.
TK or Kilgore Void. I think I have some old Shadowrun metal minis and maybe a few raw parts. Did I already read that? Yeah, I don't know. I don't have anything too old. It's because the new stuff's way better.
Ooh. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you just said something really rude.
Mm-hmm.
And untrue. Obviously, all the new stuff sucks.
That is true. All the new stuff sucks.
I mean, have you seen Primaris?
Mm-hmm.
It all sucks.
I would love it though, and this would be a really cool thing for Games Workshop to do because they have a lot of like really big showstopper models for Age of Sigmar that a lot of super high quality painters paint, but they don't have anything in like a 75 mil or like anything outside of their 28 mil heroic. And so I think they should bring back the Inquisitor RPG apparently that they came out with that had like 40 millimeter scale models of Space Marines and Argo Flagellants and Arbites. And apparently it bombed hard, but I think they should bring it back. Because it would give them a good excuse to build some out-of-scale figures. And as long as they're in the mood to bring back everything, it seems like, except Warhammer Epic, they should do it. I would buy a big scale face Space Marine.
Mm-hmm.
Big scale Gene Stealer.
Ooh. And I'm sure kind of the third party market's already making that stuff.
Yeah.
So why not they? I feel like they should maybe jump in on it.
Mm-hmm. Well, what'll happen is Games Workshop will come out with it, and then everyone says, "Ugh, Games Workshop is just stomping the little guys by by making their product."
Yeah, they're horrible.
Yes, because Speed Freaks worked out so well. Speed Freaks, though, was like a boxed game that was just an excuse to sell the new kits. Like like a dozen people on Earth actually played Speed Freaks. Everyone else is like, ooh, buggies and bikes?
Yeah, right.
For a little bit less than retail? Yes, please. Just like Deathwatch Overkill. No one played Deathwatch Overkill.
Mm-hmm.
People did not buy 5 copies of Deathwatch Overkill because the game was so much fun. It's because it came with tons and tons of Gene Stealer Cult.
I like to think that some intern worked really hard on the game and was like, "Yay, my game is selling!" And then no one has ever played it ever.
No. Anything other than more Space Marines, for the love of anything. Yeah, 40mm Space Marines.
Yeah, they could stop doing the Space Marines.
Yeah, at least take a break.
Just a second.
Let's make
Jeez.
2021 a Space Marine, no new Space Marine year.
They can't do that.
No.
I do think, I mean, what, Space Marine players have to be 50% of the whole audience?
Probably.
I mean, you gotta pander.
Dave Dog, I don't know anyone who's played Speed Freaks.
I played it. I wish I have. Just to say that I have.
Could have brought back Gorka Morka, but no. We'll be happy that they brought back Speed Freaks, because it'd be sad if they brought back Gorka Morka as Speed Freaks and it just flops. Like they could still bring back Gorka Morka. I have a feeling they won't though, because Gorka Morka is just orcs. So there's not as much like room there for people who don't want to play orcs. I'll get the hell behind that. No new Space Marines 2021. And I'm a Space Marine player.
Oh, Power Surge joined the Patreon.
Ooh.
So thank you.
Is he still here?
I hope so.
Thanks, Power Surge.
Thanks for joining the Patreon.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. And you'll get access. It's too bad you didn't join yesterday because you missed out on our late night Friday.
Although you could watch it, it's up still.
That's true.
So
That's true.
watch it.
We get a little extra spicy on those, so it might be actually worth a watch. Listen.
Mm-hmm.
Not that all of our streams aren't great.
But you get to see us take the pants off, take the shirt off, put the nipple tassels on. I mean, really everything. Everything's out for the Patreon stream.
TK Studio Prince just spent the night cleaning loads of paint off of old minis. Loads of Space Marines and stuff. I will repaint them just to get back into painting before I start to hit my printed stuff. Ooh, Craig Turpin. Surge! Power Surge, how do you remove your pants? I thought, for a second, I thought you were asking TK's 3D Prints how he removes the paint. Because he just talked about stripping.
Oh,
and
not
the fun kind of stripping.
Not the kind that we do on the Patreon streams.
I hate stripping models. I don't know if I'm ever going to do it again. I don't like it. I'll just paint over. I don't care if they're a little bit chunky. As long as they're not as bad as that Space Marine, the famously bad painted Space Marine.
Yep.
The Ultramarine with just he looks like he kind of has a raisin for a head that's been painted tan. The Space Marine that's been in 1,000 thumbnails.
Yep.
No new Space Marines. Funny way to say you want more Space Marines. Games Workshop.
Please, no more Space Marines. I'm tired of them.
Power Surge. Pants. What are those?
There you go. That's the spirit.
Dave Dog. Yeah, I collect Space Marines, and I am fed up with the degree of release after release. Maybe because we're gonna make a video about how we're gonna have a small schedule for the first 2 weeks of January. So maybe we should title that one "No Space Marines 2021." We're taking a stand.
Yeah.
Or you know what? Maybe a
protest.
responsible number of Space Marine releases that are the same as releases for the other factions.
Ah.
Like, how many factions are there? 20?
Yeah.
It'd be nice if there was 12, because that'd be a nice even number. But every army gets 2.5 weeks.
And then Space
3.5
Marines
weeks.
get like, and then after that, Space Marines get like multiple years in a row again.
They've only gotten all of 3 years. And like one unit came out for some factions besides Space Marines.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that the Howling. I don't like Eldar. The Howling Banshees, I think, are some of the best, and Jane Czar are some of the best models Games Workshop has made. Like, I just want a squad of those, and I don't like Eldar. I painted an entire Eldar army for my cousin. So I would love to see a new Orc Boy kit.
Ah.
I think
Me
it is
too.
needed. With a proper knob in it.
Yeah.
Holy cow, the boy's knob is pathetic.
I'm not counting those as real.
No.
I'm just gonna turn those into boys. I'm
yeah.
gonna put in real knobs for boy knobs.
Yeah, they're like half the size.
Yeah.
The
No
exotic...
Space Marines. No Space Marines except the one in the EOB intro.
Yeah. Which we got like 2 comments either today or yesterday about so why is it yellow?
Yeah.
Because it's yellow.
Yeah.
The exotic elements of Warhammer 40k are the Xenos races, and they need some serious attention now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Guardsman 2021. Guardsman could definitely use a big ol' update.
Mm-hmm. But not before orcs.
Yeah, orcs are tricky because a lot of their kits are new-ish, but like their biggest, the boxes you need the most of, like boys,
Yeah.
are really lacking. Also, orcs are it's a little crummy for orcs because a lot of kits like killicans and knobs don't come with like half as many options as you need, like versus what you can take, which is kind of a bummer. I don't know how they fix that because the kits are really good. Maybe just like some extra sprues, which they won't do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Games Workshop doesn't seem to update kits that are really good.
Yeah. I mean, there really is no incentive to do it besides it'd be nice.
No, that's true. Can't wait for
'Cause they are-
Primaris orcs.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're not the same thing as orcs. They're just very, very, very similar. But you have to buy Primaris orcs if you want to use the Primaris orc stratagem. Oh my god. I think Games Workshop would win back all the haters if they put out a Angry Marine upgrade sprue. A completely like homebrew 4chan army. That would be hilarious.
You should do it.
Mm-hmm. Tenth edition should be Nids versus Guard. That'd be sweet. That would be very sweet.
Is that coming out in 1 year then?
Yeah, new edition every 3 years, which seems crazy fast, but whatever. Speaking of whatever, this tea is just going right through me.
Jeez. You gotta get a piss bucket like me.
Yeah.
I just cleaned out my piss bucket. You know, it's really miserable to paint. Orc pants. I don't like painting orc pants. It's really not fun to paint orc pants at all. And I have a lot of orcs, and I have a lot of pants. It's not very much fun. Gilger Void, I always wondered, why do orcs bother with pants? That's a great question. And like, why do they have to be decent? It doesn't make any sense. Because they're just fungi, so they don't have a, they don't have a pee or anything. So I don't understand why it would even matter. I feel like they don't need pants. Although I do think they should wear the shirts, the leather shirts. That makes sense, obviously. GW doesn't want to explain massive orc mushroom dong. There you go. We're talking about why do orcs wear pants? Doesn't make any sense.
That's true.
To hide that massive mushroom dong, apparently.
Mush dong. Sometimes their pants are armored.
That's true.
I think they probably wear pants for the same reason that we wear pants, because you don't want to have to sit on either hot things or cold things.
Is that why we wear pants?
I think so.
You don't think it's to not show PPs?
Well, but I mean, we could do that with a loincloth or
anything
really.
You think? I feel like a loincloth is less convenient though.
I mean, if a loincloth hides the junk, it's very convenient at doing that.
But it can fly up.
It could.
I feel like you at least want to go skirt if you're gonna, if you're gonna do that.
I could do a skirt.
Yeah. I look cute in a dress. I'll just say that. Throw that one out there.
Why is there a hole in my butt? Check out Santa. Santa's got a gun. Santa's got a gun.
Gilger Void. Also, who makes their pants? I don't know. They're stitched together though, because there's little stitches on them.
I assume they make the Grots do it. The Grots and Gretchen.
Oh, they're like little seamstress. They have like they have like the pins in their mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, would that be cute?
And they have a little sewing machine that the mech boys have made them.
Oh. That sounds like a fun diorama.
Mm-hmm. I just remember in Speed Freaks when one orc they're trying to figure out how to open this door, and so the orc's like, Gretchen, how do we open the door? And then the Gretchen tells him, and then the orc goes, God, I'm smart. Did I say Speed Freaks? I meant to say Brutal Cunnin'. It's the name of the book.
You got a good game on the brain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, top10games.com.
Yeah. Exactly.
There was in the last episode of Trapped Under Plastic podcast, they ranked games, and Miniac doesn't like any for Games Workshop games except
Remember Fantasy?
no, the game, the one that's not quite, it's not. Oh yeah, Warhammer Fantasy Battles. He loves Warhammer Fantasy Battles, but that's not a game anymore. He likes the one that's not Warcry. There's Warcry, and then there's another skirmish fantasy game, and he likes that one. He doesn't like Warcry either.
Warhammer Quest?
That sounds right.
What are the Warhammer Quest things?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like a hipster.
Mm-hmm. Ninjan set him straight.
Mm-hmm.
Ninjan's top game was Age of Sigmar.
I've seen Miniac play Age of Sigmar.
Yeah. That's the game he plays probably the most often. He says in the video.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, the soccer game is the one he plays most often. But that game is not, it's not a 3 to 5 hour game.
Mm-hmm.
Warhammer the Gathering. That means that somewhere in the genetic code, someone has programmed in the skills to sew and treat cloth. Well, actually, orcs are completely... There's no learning with orcs. It's all in their genetics. And the more orcs there are, the smarter the orcs become. So right now, with the level of orcs, they can make guns and basic spaceships and that sort of stuff. But in the past... during the War in Heaven, the Krork, which is the pinnacle of evolution of orcs, are in a hyper advanced species with technology that's far surpasses the Imperium.
Joey Flores, I don't even think Miniac likes to paint.
He has said that in the past, where he's like, he doesn't like 80% of the painting process, but he also says that he never ever paints not for a video. And like he's painted very, very few personal projects for years.
Yeah.
So I think he should just maybe lower his standards a little and get some stuff done. But that's not his preferred way to paint.
Take. No.
So maybe he wouldn't enjoy that because it's not what he likes. But boy, finishing stuff really does give you a rush.
Makes it feel like you're something. Although, yeah, it also feels like something all the time, but makes you feel like something more. You get something done.
Santa's been hitting the curls for the girls. Don't you mean Mrs. Claus? I should have painted a ring on him. A tungsten ring.
That was a throwback to yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh, man.
If orcs could just stop killing each other, they would rule the galaxy until the main Tyranid Hive Fleet shows up. Yep. Very, very true.
I'm a different person now.
Oh, the orcs. 0619. The grenades look really detailed. Yeah.
Those are bombastic grenades.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know if they'd make it through a tank, but that's a reference to yesterday.
Patreon stream. Love a good yesterday reference.
Mm-hmm.
It makes people feel excluded
Yeah.
if they weren't here. And then they'll join the streams more often.
By the way, even though it was just a dab, the Turbo Dork paint went on really nice on this model that I'm about done with. Ooh. Turbo Dork. Who's Turbo Dork? What is their thing? Is that just another paint range, or is that like
Special?
technical paints? Turbo Dork. Kilgore Void. Good. Exclude them. Yeah. They're the metallic and pearlescent paint line. Oh, neat. Krager's technical question for Jay. Lamian medium versus contrast medium. What the hell? I remember when I went to go buy contrast paint when it dropped, I couldn't get contrast medium, so I bought Lamian medium, and I haven't noticed a difference. I cut contrast with Lamian medium all the time. Never had an issue. It doesn't react though as well when you water it down with water. You lose a little bit of its like properties.
Lamian.
Yeah. So I don't know if you have to use Games Workshop's thinner. I would assume any acrylic thinner would do fine. But yeah, just don't use straight water. Unless you want it to turn into a little bit more of just like a glaze. Which can be helpful, but that's a very expensive glaze. Arnold de Gans, good morning. It's 6 a.m. over here.
Hey, everybody's up early.
Yeah. Love them Santas. Yeah, well, these are just the elves. If you haven't seen Santa yet, boom.
Ooh.
I almost wish I painted Santa last because he's so much fun.
It'd be a good grand finale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these guys are gonna make a nice Christmas Day Insta.
Yep. I love the Killer Void and small herds of giraffes arguing with each other in the chat. I like to think there's a lot of sighing in their household.
For what game are these? Or just for painting? I don't think there's any game system. They're from Anvil Industries, which is a company that makes very high quality resin miniatures. They claim, I think, to have the best miniatures, the best resin miniatures, and I think they might be right, or at least the best modular wargaming minis. I know there's a couple of other miniature companies that like do like busts and statues and stuff. But if you just want, guys with the pew-pews, Anvil's got you covered.
We all love guys with the pew-pews.
Mm-hmm.
Nick, you're absolutely not wrong.
What?
Small herd of giraffes.
Oh.
What I said about how Killer Void and giraffes handle the chat. Also, a lot of yelling back and forth from opposite rooms. Sighing at each other is a key ingredient to a successful marriage.
Mm-hmm. Also, Nick and Jay adore studio miniatures. What's a studio miniature?
I don't know.
Is it a brand? A company? Studio miniatures. Studio miniatures.
Do they have biddies? I've looked at Killer Void's icon in small for such a long time, and I have no idea what it is.
I don't know what anyone's icon is. They're so tiny. Why does everything have to be a circle? Because a face would look nice in a circle, but no one does a face. Because it's YouTube and everyone wants to be anonymous.
Killer Void. It's the site that sells a line of figures that you hated. You said the faces were horrible. Oh, the ones from the Wizard of Oz ones and the...
Oh yeah, I did make fun of them pretty bad.
Yep.
It's funny. The subject matter is very funny, but I think the execution was really bad. I think 3D is the way of the future. 3D design. And I don't think it's easier. I think it's a lot more granular. So you make a lot more decisions and alterations and stuff. Whereas before you're like, you know what? This is good. And I'm going to stop before I screw it up.
Yeah.
My default picture is a homebrew guardsman that is half squat and is only his legs, no arms, and spikes on his knees. And he's standing over a decapitated Tau.
Oh my gosh, it looks like a mountain.
It does. It's
in tiny small.
It looks like nothing. I mean, any picture that's like, what is it? It's the size of an M&M on my screen.
a mini M&M.
Yeah.
I like mini M&Ms. I like mini M&Ms more than regular M&Ms because you can shove a whole bunch in your mouth.
Yeah, and you get a much better, I think, candy to chocolate ratio.
Yes, I agree. I like at Culver's that they put the mini M&Ms in the concrete mixers. That's something right there. That is a restaurant that they don't have out west very much, or at least not in California. It's depressing.
Kilgore Void, dude, I used to shotgun those tubes of mini M&Ms. Those are boss.
Yeah.
Nick probably got to shotgun a tube because didn't we buy some for the gingerbread house?
Yeah,
And we
you
used
better believe
like 8.
Yep, you better believe I ate them all. We also bought full size for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Nick, if you like mini M&Ms because you can shove them in your mouth, get regular M&Ms and a bigger mouth. Ooh.
I mean, I've been working on it. I've been stretching. I've been opening wide, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like you can get just so much more in your mouth with the mini M&Ms.
I like big M&Ms too. But I really like peanut M&Ms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're a pedophile. It's okay. It's one of those candies, I think. I think they pair those with the fillet of fish when you go to McDonald's. No, I like peanut M&Ms too.
I also like the pretzel M&Ms.
Yeah.
And they made a Nutella M&M. They're like a hazelnut spread
was it
M&M.
good?
It sucked. They were so
that makes
bad.
Sense. Wait, like a Nutella M&M?
I think so.
So, isn't that just chocolate? Isn't that just gooey chocolate in the middle?
No, maybe it was hazelnut chocolate. It wasn't. It was really bad because it was like candy sweet shell, and then it was just sweet mush on the inside.
I know that they made a sugar cookie M&M for the holidays.
That also sounds like it would be bad.
I would like to try it though.
Yeah, the pretzel M&Ms are my absolute favorite. Says a small herd of giraffes. Those ones are amazing.
Gurgle Void. Nick and I will have a M&M shotgunning contest, and then both get diabetes.
Ah, video idea.
Yeah.
How many M&Ms does it take to get diabetes?
I don't know. That sounds like a Patreon contest. Do you think you could? So I mean, you've seen the little mini M&M tubes.
Yeah.
Do you think you could fit that whole tube in your mouth, like like
easy.
all of the M&Ms in the tube in your mouth?
Easy.
Do you think you could do two?
No, I kind of doubt two.
How many tubes?
Probably one.
One. Do you think you do 1.5?
1.5. I doubt it. I bet I could do one, and then that'd probably be it. The gang gets diabetes.
Oh my gosh.
And the thumbnail can be a photoshopped great unclean one surrounded by M&Ms. Clickbait.
Yeah.
You're the hero the stream needs. Yeah, peanut M&Ms are really good. And so are the pretzel M&Ms. I can do a regular M&M from time to time. They're just not very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
On a Halloween night, no one's trading for the regular M&Ms.
And I'm sure there's some white kids.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's some pretty normal kids.
Yeah. I mean, they like, I would say M&Ms beat out some candies, like a Tootsie Roll.
I like Tootsie Rolls.
Tootsie Rolls are fine.
I like Tootsie Rolls. I'm an old man though, so I like them. They all of the Tootsie Rolls have been made, and you're just eating ones made in the 30s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're all already made.
Mm-hmm. I don't mind a Tootsie Roll. I don't like I mean, it's just like it's a taffy that's really hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hardened taffy. It's a very cheap taffy.
Kilgore Void. It's so weird painting metal and plastic figures simultaneously. You paint the big plastic lictor and then switch to a small commando made of metal, and it weighs like 30 pounds. Isn't there a metal lictor out there? There's lictors were metal for a long time. I think now they're fine cast. Brett asks, regular M&Ms are great for eating by the handful. Peanut ones are better for eating ones and twos. Yes, I totally agree.
I'm a handful kind of guy though. Sometimes, most of the time, all the time.
So when's the Malta Regal and M&M's video coming to Patreon?
Oh my god. I'm sure you weren't looking for it at the time because you didn't know it existed. Do you think the Malta Regal exists at our store?
It definitely no. It's not. It is not at Jewel Asco. It might be sold around. Maybe Trader Joe's. Sometimes they have weird stuff. Something tells me no, though.
We can be Trader Joe's at Trader Joe's.
Mm-hmm. I feel very unwelcome at Trader Joe's.
Why? Because you're not rich?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, do you have chicken nuggets shaped like dinosaurs?
Yeah. I don't think I guess I have been to a Trader Joe's. It's very rare though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the last time I was there.
Ooh, Mondature, I got some new brushes in the mail from Blick, and they messed up and sent me a size 20 flat. That's like $80. Neat.
Ooh, keep it.
Although, did they not send you what you wanted?
It's true. Well,
'Cause that could
keep
suck.
it. Say that you just never got it.
Yeah.
We'll just keep it.
Malt Regal at Aldi. I could try that.
Mm-hmm.
There's an Aldi near me.
Aldi, but Aldi.
Needs a banana for scale. It also needs a banana for the radioactivity and potassium.
Yeah.
That's a this episode reference. I could base coat a Redemptor Dreadnought in 3 strokes. Whoa, Trader Store is a rich store? It's just a fancier Aldi. That's kind of true. It's a little pricey. It's pricier than Julasco.
I feel like it's pretty pricey.
Mm-hmm. I don't have much. Maybe the Trader Joe's around me is just a tiny little one.
Yeah, could be. I feel like it's pretty pricey.
Mm-hmm.
It's no Metro Market.
Love Metro Market. Metro Market, I think, is my favorite supermarket that I've ever gotten to shop at.
I think so, too.
Although, if you're in Wisconsin, then people say that's the expensive grocery store.
That's true.
But not compared to the people from Illinois.
It was Sendik's.
Yeah, oh my god.
Sendik's was so expensive.
Yeah, but it's family owned. So. But I won't go inside Whole Paycheck. I mean Whole Foods.
Ha. Yeah,
Got
Whole
'em.
Foods sucks. Monteteur, I did not get my brush. I ordered a size 1 round. That's $9. Well, maybe you can cut up the brush you got and make a dozen 1 rounds out of it.
Sounds like one of the employees is playing with their blick.
Hmm.
Yeah, there you go.
I heard that the mail's really backed up. Like even more than normal.
I hope my texture paste gets here tomorrow like it's supposed to. Or else what am I going to do? Just keep making my own?
Mm-hmm.
Brett S, about that time, folks. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Good night, Brett S.
You as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, someone, I don't know. I mean, they took the most perfect picture of a really fucked up USPS location
Mm-hmm.
where it's just piles and piles and piles of packages.
Mm.
It's just a beautifully arranged thing.
I believe it. Everyone in America mailed their Christmas presents this year.
Oh yeah, yeah. But it's pretty. It was a pretty beautiful photo that someone took. It's like, shouldn't they be working?
Craig Turpin is leaving as well.
Ah, good night.
Good night. Cooper Void, I hope my cookie cutter shows up. Yeah. The post that was on was saying that if you shipped out your item way before like Christmas and it still doesn't arrive on Christmas, you can't blame your Etsy sellers. And I was like, yeah. It's not the Etsy seller's fault. And they were saying it's not the Etsy seller's fault or the USPS's fault. It's everyone shipping at the exact same time.
Mm-hmm.
So blame everyone in the world instead of us.
Oh, if I tell them it got lost, then you get to keep the money and I get a refund and Etsy picks up the bill? Probably not. I don't know what would happen.
I don't know what happened. Let's not find out.
No. I think usually those sorts of things land in the buyer's favor.
Yes.
One video I really want to make, and I didn't get a lot of good like usually I post on some Facebook groups to get ideas whenever I'm going to have like a discussion video about things in the hobby, and I want to do a video about buying and selling on things like Facebook groups. Mm-hmm. And I didn't get a lot of great feedback on my posts. Like, what do people like? What is expected? What do people like? I know goods and services is really what you should be doing, but that basically means all the risk is on the seller. Mm-hmm. I was thinking maybe it'd be nice if buyers covered the PayPal goods and service fee as like a just a nice thing to do. Mm-hmm. And it's not much, so you might as well. And then I also was wondering, like, well, what happens if, you know, something bad happens and it doesn't get sold? Should the seller give back half the money so that they're both out something?
Yeah, it's pretty tricky.
Yeah. Because I know I've definitely done, I usually go through PayPal goods and services. I've had a couple of people just say, like, no. Mm-hmm. And usually I say no. There was one time I didn't. And I got lucky and they didn't rip me off. Mm-hmm. It was like $10 though. I was not risking a lot.
Mm-hmm. I used to buy stuff on Daka all the time. And I think, what did we do? They had the army. I think I just straight up paid for it. And it always arrived.
Yeah.
The big thing with that is you, because it's kind of part of a community, if someone
rips you off, you can really shit on them.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I think it's the same thing with the Reddits.
Yeah.
Not that you can't just make another account.
Yeah. Facebook has that a little. Some groups have it, some groups don't. They have like the buy sell like list where you can thumbs up people and you can like call people out as scammers, but it doesn't really work. I've never checked someone. I check like their profile to like make sure they have some posts and a picture.
Yeah.
But I never go and I'm like, I wonder if anyone has had some really good dealings with this person.
Yeah.
Although I've never made a huge purchase either, so
They're only like $5,000.
one time I got a Death Watch Army Nuance Brew for $200, and that I was terrified. Like, please don't rob me.
Please don't rob me. If you could not rob me, that'd be great.
Yeah. Dr. Drokel, USPS shipping is kind of all over the place right now. I sell on eBay and have 6 out of 45 sales currently 10 to 20 days behind their normal delivery time.
Wow.
One of my favorite things in any buy sell trade group, which is there's almost always a rule that says you can't call people out on their prices. And all the time people call people out on their prices. And I love it. That's too much. Which it's kind of fine, whatever. Like sometimes people make a mistake and they'll list something for like more than Games Workshop. But people can sometimes get a little nasty when people sell like out of production stuff at a higher cost. And I think go for it. Scalp.
Yeah. Probably.
It's not like the greatest thing to do in the world, but no one has to buy it.
It is true.
And I don't think there's any out of production models that are like, ooh, this would be really great for my army, but it's too bad they don't make it. I don't think there's anything like that.
Dr. Drokel, what do you sell on eBay? Like dildos and dildo accessories? That's what I think it is. That's what it better be. TK Studio Prince. Well, if it's not made anymore, then it becomes rare, and rare costs money.
Yeah. It's weird because stuff goes kind of through like a cycle. So like as soon as it stops being made, people are like, you're still supposed to sell it for a discount. Like when like a Start Collecting or something goes out of stock or is changed. But then like if it's if it's 10 years old, people are like, ooh, a relic. Yeah, charge whatever you want. And then an admin is like, please don't talk about price. Just move on if you don't want to buy it. But I don't want it to cost money. Yeah, it should cost exactly what you're willing to pay. If you really want it and they don't make it, for some reason you can often get them in Russia or China. I don't know if they just got a lot of bulk, like bulk orders there, but for some reason, China and Russia seem to have a lot of that old stuff just kicking around.
I think they play a lot of 40K. I mean, how good would you feel if you're so popular that China and Russia rip you off?
That'd be pretty good. Although it's not good if there are some very small companies that are getting ripped off by China and Russia. Poor Brick Arms and that scumbag. There's a Lego. I think we might have talked about this on stream before. There's a Lego guy who makes something called Brick Arms, which are sort of realistic guns in the scale and design like specifications of Lego, and he makes injection molded pieces in the same exact colors as Lego out of the same types of plastic, so they work beautifully with your Legos. And he gets ripped off a lot by China. And someone made a YouTube video that got 50,000 views showing off like, wow, look at what a deal you can get. And I'm like, this guy goes to conventions. This guy takes like fan advice. He looks at popular video games and stuff. And you are a monster for sending people to go buy China ripoffs.
And you commented on that video with all of your YouTube accounts.
Yeah.
Dr. Drokel. I sell stuff I get at thrift stores and yard sales. I also sell some retro games from time to time. I have a pretty large stockpile of retro games that are duplicates from my actual collection. I guess my guess was wrong. Retro games is where it's at, though. People pay big money to feel like a child again. Imagine, I don't know, playing games or having toys. That'd be silly, right? Imagine playing with toys all the time.
Yeah. Can't imagine.
It'd be pretty childish.
I think I used too big of a brush for this. I think something I've always keep my eyes out on eBay, and it'd be amazing to find something like this at a yard sale or rummage sale. I need a euphonium, a 4-key euphonium, because one day I will build the Doof Warriors flamethrower guitar from Mad Max. I've been very slowly accumulating all of the parts. And I have a lot of them, but one of the biggest components is inside of the toilet, or of the what's a like a medical toilet called? Bedpan. The body of the guitar is made out of a bedpan, and inside of that bedpan is a 4-key euphonium. I know the exact euphonium used in the movie. I don't remember exactly what it's called, but it's a very nice one. So I don't want that necessarily. I mean, obviously it'd be the perfect thing. But yeah, 4-key euphonium. And if I get all the stuff to build this, I'm totally gonna make it shoot fire. Although I'm gonna use gas, not I'm gonna use gas, not gasoline. I have all the spark plugs and the motorcycle spark plugs. I have the Datsun fender covers. I have a whole bunch of odds and ends. Don't have the guitars. I think I need someone to advise me on that, because I just don't know what I'm looking at with guitars. And I know that the actual movie prop worked. Apparently it played horribly. And there's some pretty good reference material out there, but there's nothing really that shows how the guitars are built together, and so I have my own design for that. And I think my design would actually play okay. A lot of welding and soldering.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you think at some point you'll just save up the money to buy the actual euphonium?
It'd be dumb. It'd be like a couple $100.
A couple $100?
Well, probably more than that. It's a very nice euphonium.
I mean, if it's a couple $100,
but I only need parts of it.
Uh,
I need the buttons and some of the body.
couple $100 seems like not very much money.
It's not very much money, but how much money should I put into this project?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like euphoniums are thousands of dollars.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's really easy to get a 3-trigger euphonium. A 4-trigger euphoniums are not as common. You know, they're not student versions that are just kicking around eBay.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of pieces of the guitar that have never been identified. Although I'm pretty sure they are bicycle pieces of bicycles. But the people on the RPF were not convinced.
Has anyone built one?
A couple of people have built them, but I don't think anyone has done a great job. A lot of people also built them before all of the parts were known. I mean, all the parts aren't known yet, but a lot of people mess up on the spark plugs. Because they're not just any spark plugs. They're very specific spark plugs. They're on one of the guitars. I think there's six kind of average spark plugs, but then on the other side there are 4 or 5 of these vintage Harley Davidson motorcycle spark plugs. And I have them. And also what I want to do is when I build this thing is I also want to cast everything, and I want to build some stunt versions. And then sell it. But not the real one. I get the real one.
Of course.
I got into a big argument with a friend of mine because I was still trying to figure out the deets on this thing. And apparently in an interview, the actor said that the guitar weighed several hundred pounds. And I said that I didn't necessarily trust that because it's an actor. And why would it weigh several hundred pounds? Like, there's just not enough there to make it weigh that.
And also, like, is it supported by something? Or is this actor so strong they're just carrying several hundred pounds all the time?
It's hung off of the car by bungee cords.
Yeah, it could be several hundred pounds.
It could be several hundred pounds, but I'm not. There would have to be some really well hidden weights for it to weigh that.
You know, I wonder if it did so that it could bounce around.
It totally could have been. I'm not convinced though, because I bet it weighed a ton. I would bet it weighed like probably 60 or 70 pounds.
But I bet to get the effect they would have to make it weigh more so
That's
that
true.
it would be more bouncy.
Although I wonder if they also did something special with the bungee cords.
It could be.
Kilgore Void. All right, folks, it's been a long day. Blast as always. Catch you Monday.
All right. Sounds good.
Dr. Jokel. The trick is to cast the parts and then sell the parts. Yes.
Yeah.
I think though some parts that wouldn't get cast would be the bedpan, would probably you'd have to just buy a bedpan for $25. And then probably you can buy guitar necks for cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And then you need to get you still have to buy a 3-trigger euphonium though.
Right.
I remember when I went off to college, I put all the parts in a cardboard box, and I wrote everywhere on the box, "Do not throw away, do not throw away, do not throw away, do not throw away."
Mm-hmm. And then it was gone.
No, I don't know
You have no
exactly
idea
where
where
it
it
is. You can get a decent neck on Warmoth for like $50, and I bet you can get a really crappy neck on Amazon for like $10.
Mm-hmm.
For the stunt version, obviously, you don't care much about quality. The small detail parts, like accurate spark plugs, are where you recoup your costs. Also, looking at all the production stills, it seems like there was only one guitar made. Because there's no you're always looking at the same prop if you judge it by like scratches and scuffs and damage. Unless they did a perfect job, it's always the same guitar. Wonder where that guitar is now.
I don't know. Hopefully in a sex dungeon somewhere.
It is interesting, like how like props just vanish.
Yeah, someone just takes it. I want it.
The tricky thing though is it's never you never really quite know what prop is going to be the big draw.
That's true. That's why you gotta take a lot of them.
Or if you're Guillermo del Toro, you just buy all the props from your own movies and put them in your home.
Yeah, there you go.
Speaking of putting your props in your own home, I think we're going to wrap it up at midnight because I have some more work to do before bed. Maybe a lot of work to do before bed. Where is my white pants?
You have the OnlyFans to turn to.
Yeah.
You have to do a bunch of stripping. And not paint stripping. An actual fun kind.
Man, Mad Max Fury Road is one of the best movies ever made. Definitely one of the best action movies ever made. And I think it is one of the best examples of non-verbal storytelling of any movie.
What about WALL-E?
WALL-E is really good too. WALL-E is another good movie with not a lot of dialogue. The Doof Warrior was played by a musician. Maybe he has the prop. Yeah, I think he was played by a musician named Coma. Coma something. And he is apparently he did play the guitar. And apparently like he could barely hear himself play over the sounds of all of the cars. Man, that movie is so gorgeous. All right, we're getting closer on these elves. The details take some time, and these elves are nothing but detail. But we're gonna be painting the gun, the what's a Molotov cocktail? What is a Molotov? Is that a type of like vodka?
Russian? Yeah. I like to think it's kind of it's a type of Russian person.
Mm. I remember getting into an argument with somebody about the movie The Thing. And in The Thing, at the end of the movie, there's this big, what's going on of is either of our characters the Thing at the end? And someone argues that well, actually, the bottle of J&B they're drinking at the end was actually a Molotov cocktail. Or no, not that it was a Molotov cocktail. That they had poured out the J&B and replaced it with gasoline.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't think they did. Joy Flores, no idea. On my end, also not sure if I'm going to paint my elves. Not in love with them. They're not as much fun as Santa. But I think Santa would not look as awesome without his two little elves.
Yeah, they're not as cute
Mm-hmm.
as Santa is. Just in terms of the modeling of them.
Mm-hmm.
But as you said, Santa has elves.
Yeah. You know what they say, smoke them if you got them. Paint your elves if you got them.
Yeah, smoke weed every day.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other thing, right? Geez, whoever says that, it's not very busy.
Mm-hmm. Kurt Russell said that the gasoline kerosene theory wasn't correct. He and Carpenter worked together on the ending, and it was never discussed. That makes sense. Because a Molotov cocktail isn't gasoline in a bottle. It's flammable liquor.
Now you can go find that person and argue with them.
Yeah.
Tell them that they're wrong.
Oh, well, though, what's interesting is at the end of the thing is not defeated. It's just frozen.
Like Disney?
Yes. So they could make a sequel where another group gets it out of the ice. What's really funny is that's actually how they defeated the Blob in the movie The Blob. Is they used fire extinguishers to freeze it, and then they used a helicopter to fly it to Antarctica so that it'll just stay frozen. Beware of the blob, it reaps and creeps and glides and slides across the floor, right through your door and all around the walls. It's a real banger.
Mm-hmm.
It slaps. It really does, though. It's a good song.
It's. I mean, I remember when you showed me that song,
Mm-hmm.
and I saved it. I think it's cute.
They can be made with gasoline, though. That is true. It would get the job done. I think, though, classically they're not made with gasoline. You just stick a napkin in a bottle and you light it. And you give it a little toss.
Yeah, it takes a lot less time to do that too.
And you don't need a funnel.
Yep. You have to pour stuff out and pour stuff back in. Jeez, this is a perfect metaphor for paints.
Also, I'd be really nervous lighting a flaming, like, just lighting anything. Like, gasoline lights up fast.
Mm-hmm.
So, I could totally see lighting the napkin, and then it instantly catches the vapors of the gasoline, and it just explodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, in my experience of making lots of improvised explosives for personal use.
Many hours.
Mm-hmm.
That's our other YouTube channel.
How did I paint the grenades on Santa? Yeah, I painted green on the bodies. Ooh, the Santa ones look good. Yeah, I think they have a hint of yellow, too. Eons of bombs. Eons of biddies, eons of bombs. Just anything slots in there. Eons of soda. Eons of pop.
Eons of Pop. But that's our boy band
Yeah.
that we're starting. But it's a lot of covers of Britney Spears.
Mm-hmm.
Oops, I painted again. There's paint on my hands. Brush me, baby, when we're done. Anyone else turned on as I am?
Leave Britney alone.
Oh gosh, I'm a sleepy boy as well. Oh my god. I'm a sleepy boy in a sleepy world. I'm made of plastic. It's fantastic. Yeah, someone needs to cut together all of the all of the singing together.
Mm-hmm.
Joey Flores. Wow, you guys were able to afford Britney for the stream? Everyone missed out. I know.
Miniac streamed for like 3 years, and his clip show is like 12 seconds.
That's amazing. I don't think Britney goes for that much nowadays, says Dr. Drokel. Well, you leave Britney alone.
Yeah.
She's trying her best.
Alright, just quickly finish off these grenades with some yellow-green highlights, and then we'll call it a night for painting, and then I gotta draw.
Yes.
Not too much more drawing, though. I mean, a lot more drawing tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, this Wednesday video is gonna be lit.
It is. It's going to be fire,
Yeah.
as they say. I'm as cool as many young musicians that says the word fire.
What are you drawing? Rule 34 Space Marines? Darn it, they got it.
Pretty close, yeah.
So drawing stream starts right after this one. No.
Would anyone actually be interested in that? Just curious?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that would be easy and fun to
That'd be pretty
do.
cool.
A couple of times at least.
Mm-hmm. Joey Flores would be in.
I do want to get much better at drawing.
That'd be a pretty good excuse.
Yeah. No one says fire anymore. Us fellow kids say lit.
I think Lit's the old one.
I think lit is the old one.
Because I hear a lot of people say, that shit's fire.
I also
Just like
hear it
that.
slaps.
It slaps. Think.
Remember the Tim Dillon sketch where he goes up to like TikTok kids and one kid is like crying and he's like, no, my mom died. And then he goes, that does not slap.
Yep. He had one recently where he pretends to be a 13-year-old influencer. And yeah, he talks about how people are poor and he's like, that does not slap.
It does not slap.
It's a really good video.
Mm-hmm. Woohoo! Drawing stream. Next will be the kitchen painting stream.
Nailed it.
I think that's why miniature painting is actually so popular, is because like 2D art isn't as much fun for a lot of people. Because what do you have at the end of it? You just have a drawing.
True. Yeah, you have to
put it on the
print it out.
wall or lose it. It just exists on your computer somewhere and you never look at it again.
Mm-hmm.
But after you're done with a mini, you have a toy.
That's true. And people love good toys in more ways than one.
Mm-hmm.
In more places than one.
All right, those are some grenades.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right, folks. It's midnight here.
It is. It is.
So we're going to wrap it up. But some video coming out on Monday. Stream coming out on Monday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yep.
9 p.m. Central, as everyone knows.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, guys.
And stream.